How does it feel being the most useless one here? The words fell from my sister's lips like poison-laced honey. Around the table, laughter crackled. My mother's thin giggle, my father's deep, dismissive chuckle, my brother's snorting guffaw. Thanksgiving dinner. Cranberry sauce glistened under chandelier light. Silverware clinked on fine china I paid for. I took a slow breath, let the burn of shame settle. Then I smiled, lifted my glass, and said, clear enough for every sneer to hear, "How does it feel when this useless one stops paying your bills?" The laughter died like a candle in a hurricane. I grew up knowing silence was safer than honesty. In this house, love came at the price of submission. Natalie was the golden child. She danced ballet, dated quarterbacks, threw tantrums with the elegance of a queen. I watched, applauded, paid for her dresses. She failed college twice. I wrote the checks. She wanted a boutique. I co-signed the loan. She crashed her BMW. I paid the deductible. And I told myself this was family. That money was how I proved I belonged. That if I gave enough, I'd earn their respect. I was wrong. The first crack showed last spring. Natalie invited me to brunch, a rare, glittering olive branch. She asked if I could float her mortgage just this month. Then she joked to the waiter that I was just the boring sibling, but good with money. I laughed, but inside, something shifted. I started noticing the pattern. My father called only when his card declined. My mother texted only for last-minute transfers. My brother's rent came from my account every month. No calls to say thank you. No invitations that didn't involve requests. A parasite doesn't say grace to the host it drains. So I started planning. Not with rage, with precision. I pulled records, checked account statements, tracked every payment, every time they used me. Then I waited for Thanksgiving, our annual pageant of forced gratitude. Dinner was perfect on the surface, turkey golden, wine flowing, everyone dressed like we were auditioning for a magazine spread. Natalie's eyes glittered with malice. She waited until dessert. She always knew timing. She raised her glass. "To family," she said, voice sweet and sharp. Then, louder, "especially to our dear useless one who's finally graced us with their presence." The table roared, forks hit plates, eyes found mine, hungry for my humiliation. I let them gorge on it, for 3 seconds. Then I stood. I looked at each face, memorizing every smirk, and delivered the cut. How does it feel when this useless one stops paying your bills? Silence, dense, crushing, like a storm rolling in. I set down my glass, opened my bag, pulled out envelopes, each one labeled with a name. Inside each was a final statement. Mortgage payments terminated. Car notes transferred back to them. Credit cards canceled. Auto payments revoked. I placed them one by one around the table. The sound of paper on mahogany was deafening. Natalie opened hers first. Eyes darted. Face drained of color. "You can't do this," she hissed. I smiled. I already did. My father's hands shook as he read his. My mother gasped. My brother tried to laugh, then checked his phone. His face crumpled when the banking app refused to open. They exploded at once. Shouts, accusations. Mom's voice shrill. "You're abandoning your family." Dad's growl. "You're ungrateful after all we've done for you." Natalie's screech. "You'll regret this." I let them rage, watched like a scientist observing insects. Then I said softly, "Family doesn't mock. Family doesn't leech. Family doesn't break someone just because they can." They went silent, The first true silence I'd ever heard in that house. I picked up my coat, stepped toward the door, paused. "I won't pay to be humiliated anymore," I said. "Happy Thanksgiving." I left them sitting with their cold turkey and cold hearts. Outside, the air was crisp. My breath fogged in the porch light. For the first time, it felt like mine. My phone buzzed. Natalie's name. I declined. I kept walking. The night was quiet. Beautiful. People think revenge is loud, explosive, dramatic. But real revenge is silence. It's a simple, calm decision that you will no longer finance your own abuse. It's the strength to walk away knowing they'll feel your absence more than they ever appreciated your presence. I don't regret it. Not one step, not one canceled check. Because I wasn't the useless one. I was the only one holding them together. And without me, they'd finally see exactly how valuable the useless one truly was.